Greetings, sacred beings. Welcome to Sacred HERstory podcast. I am your host, Jennifer Natasia. Today, for our Sacred HERstory guest speaker, we have an amazing woman, Celena Thomas, affectionately known as Sunshine, who is a powerful voice for women on personal growth and mental wellness. She brings a unique blend of warmth, authenticity, and humor in her podcast, Conversations with Celena, where she has candid conversations, relatable stories, empowering women to embrace their authentic selves and navigate life's challenges with self-love and confidence. Selena also turned her own pain into power and her test into testimonies. As a mother of two adult sons, she brings lived experience, and deep well of compassion to every conversation. Life coaching training gives her the tools, but her natural warmth and humor make the space feel like home. I'm so excited to have Celena here, who blends solo and interview episodes featuring honest, transparent discussions with guests who share their real struggles and victories, and those who want to heal, grow, and feel less alone. Well, here she is, bringing bringing us together to our core values with authenticity, empathy, trust, and love. Welcome, Celena. That was a huge mouth load of stuff.
I'm on mute. Sunshine.
Sunshine.
Yes, girl. Yes, sunshine. And just to sum that all up, girl, yes, I turned my pain into purpose. I turned the test into testimony, the mess into the message, all by the grace of God. And so I
Mhm.
just want to bring that to other people sooner versus later. So that just sums all those words up to people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And I definitely care. And I want people to know that you are not alone. You, my friends,
Mm.
are not alone. And it is okay to stand in your truth.
Wow. Yes. Yes. And I see a lot of women who are just coming up, shining their light, like you, Sunshine. And tell us about the backstory, because you said you turn your test into testimony, your mess to a message. So let's dive into that.
Okay, I will. But I want to start from this weekend. Today, it's my birthday weekend. It's my birthday weekend. Yes, I turned
It's your
54.
birthday. Mhm. Oh,
Sing
head.
it,
Oh,
girl.
you
It's
look
your
good.
birthday. It's your
It's your
birthday.
birthday. It's your birthday.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes, it is my birthday month. I claim the whole month, and I turned
Yes.
54 on Friday. It has been an amazing weekend. Um, and I think just over the past week, I decided that, I say I'm living and loving life above and beyond the abuse.
Mhm.
But the new tagline that I think I recently adopted at 54 was believe it or not. Like, believe it or not, it's my story. Some people, we hide in fear, afraid of what other people are going to think, other people are going to say, all of those things about other people. But what about you? What about me? What about our truth? What about our story? So I was like, you know what? You can believe it or not. They did it. They did it. God did it, and I did it. Like, it happened. I overcame it. I used to feel like a straight victim 1000%. And then I went
Mhm.
into, I'm a survivor. But now, baby, I'm a conqueror because God did it. He brought me out of the mess. And so, just a short backstory. Y'all stay with me because I'll come to the present, go to the past, and jump over there to the future. And y'all, I just need y'all to work with me. So,
Yes.
um, so basically, I'm a survivor, conqueror of physical, sexual abuse, including incest and rape. It's like, who wants to introduce themselves that way? Not me. So this little girl kept it to herself day after day, year after year. And it was like just drinking poison on a daily basis and thinking something else was going to eventually happen to them. but it's really happening to you because you're internalizing this, you're carrying something that does not belong to you. Um, the molestation started at 5, but it was a one-time incident with this lady. And and then it started again when I was a younger, well, a little bit older, but I was still a minor. And it was recurring, that particular situation was recurring. And it's like up until that point, I had other little incidents that happened, but nothing like with the penetration that started at that point. And I believe that we do need to call it what it is. And we've been calling it molestation for a long time. At 5, yes, I was touched inappropriately. So I was molested. Um, at probably 8th grade, I was taken advantage of and then, raped, and it was reoccurring. And so it took a toll on a young mind. You don't believe that you're worth anything other than pleasing someone else, other than taking care of what their needs are, regardless of what it's doing to you, regardless of what it's doing to your physical and mental state. That's what you do because you're a minor and you're doing what you're being told to do. And so my heart went out to the kids during COVID because I just used to think about like, any of them that's going through that, they're at the hands of their abusers all day, all night, where you used to get at least a somewhat of an escape whenever you went to school. And so my heart went out to those kids, and I was just praying for them. And even in 2015, they told my mom I was going to die. So I'm just like, most of us just go through things where it's like, is it ever going to end? Am I ever going to see the light at the end of the tunnel? Is morning ever going to come? They tell us, the Bible says, weeping may endureth for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And we're reminded of that so often. And it's just like, when my morning coming? Because it's been a long night. And because of the abuse, you just become an adult and you get into these adult relationships that are also abusive. That's all you know. And it's like you're drawn to it. And before you know it, you're not taking care of yourself. You don't, like I said, you don't value yourself. And then you find you wake up one day and you're in ICU on life support, and telling your parent that you're going to die. And it wasn't like, I think what makes it so bad in my mind, a lot of times they'll say, well, if she has this, then that. So they give you like 50-50, 80-20, some type of hope. And they didn't. They didn't tell her any of that. It's just like, ma'am, either way, she's going to die. And this year makes 11 years. And I cannot be more grateful and thankful to still be here sharing my testimony. And basically, like, you know what? Believe it or not, it's my truth. I'm standing in it and I will no longer be afraid. And so I'm helping other people who cannot find their voice. I'm going to be the voice for them. I'm going to offer them that safe space. So I'm truly conversations with Celena on camera, off camera, because of the things that I've lived, because of the things that I've overcome, and because of the things that God has allowed me to conquer. And so that's like a short version of the story, but definitely, you know, trauma is something that if you've never experienced some of these things that's traumatizing, you don't understand. Like, you truly don't understand. You might miss an appointment. You might miss a birthday. You might forget what somebody told you just 5 minutes ago, and they're looking at you like, there's no way that you forgot that. But your mind is so powerful at putting things in places to protect you. Like, oh no, this is too much. I'm going to put that over here. And it's literally this being of darkness, and even the good things go there that you want to be able to recall and you're not able to. And it is very sad that there's so many things that trauma does to your mind and to your brain and to your body, because your body definitely keeps the score.
Oh, yes. You read that book, didn't you? No, yeah, you're speaking so much truth, and I think it was really powerful from the beginning what you were saying, how it was like, yeah, I was drinking poison every day, to bring it back, like, wow, what a way to put that. And then just sharing your story, fast forward of what happened in 2015. And here you are 11 years later, celebrating life fully as you should for the month of April, celebrating it
Yes.
all month long and just every day, right? Every day. And, like you were saying with the body keeping score, oh man, how we may forget mentally, but our body remembers, right? And so, what are the ways, like, did you ever seek therapy? How did you make your test into your testimony?
So,
What was,
I tried therapy, and I just want to encourage anyone, if you've tried therapy, don't give up on it. It takes you sometimes a few tries to find that therapist that is a good fit for you. And so I was kind of like in and out of therapy. I'd start, then I'd stop because, we want to you want to go to sleep fat and wake up skinny. Like that's what I can compare it to. Like we want that instant microwavable resolution to things, and it does take time. It does take you putting in the work and working on yourself. Are you going to be frustrated by it? Of course you are, because here you are because of suffering at the hands of someone else. You're having to fight to live. You're having to seek help on a regular, reoccurring basis, take medication. So to answer your question, yes, I did seek therapy. Yes, I was in and out of it, but it's only been the past few years that I have stuck with it consistently because I'm worth it. My kids were worth it. My relationships are worth it. And I was tired of hiding. Like I would miss things and people would automatically judge me like I thought I was better than other people. Like, oh, she's too good to come over here to this. Or and I was just it was a misrepresentation, like you got it all wrong, or misinterpretation of me, because I probably didn't think I was good enough as the dirt on the bottom of your shoe, much less thinking that I'm better than you. So I was just kind of tired of the battle that I was having in my own mind. So I decided to stick with the therapy, especially when I got out of my last abusive relationship. um, I chose me and my children over calling myself having a man. And girl, that's a no go. Like I would rather raise my kids as a single mom than in a household where you had to have that fear every single day of the unknown and the uncertainty of someone else's behavior.
Mhm,
And
mhm,
so all of those things combined, I think you just get sick and tired of being sick and tired. And it's like, if I don't do it, who else is going to do it for me? So yes, I am in therapy. Yes, I do take medication. Yes, I do journal. Yes, I do need to incorporate more movement, but I'm a work in progress. And
mhm.
I'm not going to say, oh, well, I'm not over here yet, so I can't help people, because that's an absolute untruth. Let's say it like that, because you
Yeah.
can help people along your journey. And I know that I've helped people, but I'm still working on me. And I think that any person who wants to be that very best version of themselves, the best blessed version of themselves, will do that to the day that they die. They will continue to work on themselves, they will continue to serve, and they will actually go to the grave empty and not full of all their gifts and their talents, because the world needs it, and you
Wow.
deserve it, and I deserve it.
Yes, 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 yes. I love this. Thank you for your truth and authenticity. I mean, I didn't expect you're like, yeah, I do take medication. I do this. And hey, if you need it, it's okay. Hey, you can still, I just think how you just came on and it's just I am here, full of life. And, that is just incredible, and even with your story. And, I think the key part, when I asked about the therapy, like it was really like, what is it that you do to overcome to get to where you are? And one thing that I really realized is you can't do it by yourself. You can try, you can do so much, But when you only have your own mindset, where are you going to move up to?
Mhm.
Right. So incredible. So tell us more. So you have, so you're a life coach. Am I correct?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
I do that. I officiate weddings. I'm an HR specialist and I'm a mom. So, one thing that you do have to be careful of is just being so busy to be busy, because sitting with yourself can be so hard that you just find yourself drowning in things to do, but it's avoidance. It's avoiding dealing with you. Because when you look in the mirror, it's like, okay, what do you really see? Do you
Mm,
see that little girl that's still stuck and trapped at 5 years old, or 15 years old, or 18 years old? Like, who do you see at this point? And so for a while, I just was so busy. I hid behind what I was doing. Someone invite me to something, I'd be like, oh no, I have class. Oh no, I have this. No, because I was hiding. I was hiding from relationships. Relationships can be so hurtful, but they can also be so helpful and so beautiful. So you have to be mindful at all times of your environment and the people that you surround yourself with, because I definitely was busy to be busy, but now my movement is actually for a movement.
mm.
Hashtag Me Too, it came out. I thought, oh my God, we are finally going to be free in this journey. And I don't even really hear anyone hashtag Me Too. It's just, it's different now. And so yeah.
I guess you got to bring that back. Hashtag me too. We're all one. We're all together in this, right?
Yeah,
So, so also you do have a podcast as well. When
I
did you
do.
start this? What made you decide to do this? What's the story behind that? And and before you answer, thank you again. You're sharing so much wisdom here, because that busyness, we can get so busy and caught up, but yet, and you notice it as hiding from relationships, and whatever the reason was behind it, how other people took it, that's on them. You know what I mean? Like I go, I'm a mom of three. I'm busy because I'm trying to make this money to provide and not just survive. I want to thrive,
Amen.
and so it's like, yeah, there's things, there's a time and place, and it's in the Bible, right? There's a time and place, there's a season, everything in its seasons, right? But anyways, so you also host a podcast. Tell us about that. When did you start it? What
So actually, it's funny you asked that. So April 25th in New Orleans, we're going to be celebrating Conversations with Celena's 6-year anniversary. Hey, go sunshine, go
Oh,
sunshine. Yes.
congratulations. Wow, 6 years. Amazing, amazing. Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's going to be a small, intimate celebration. My friend actually allowed me to use her office space, and so we're going to go to New Orleans and have a mini session of I owe her, and also just like party foods. We're not going to overdo it because it is a small crowd, but we're going to just have food, friends, family, and fellowship, and celebrate the fact that regardless of
Mm,
what may come, you don't quit. Like quitting is not an option. And I
mm,
started it 6 years ago, of course. And how I started it was COVID happened, and our employer sent us home and said, "Take your laptops, don't come back till you hear from us." And I was like, "What the world is going on?" Because I don't watch the news. Like I try to keep my spirits in up, and the news is definitely a Debbie Downer. It'll have you depressed, and y'all know the rest. But I was like watching the news over and over and over, trying to get up to speed because I'm like, I don't know what to do. I've never prepared for whatever they're talking about. And so I said, well, God, I guess this is it. We about to all die. I just didn't know. So I said, let me turn this off because this is not helping. I don't know what to do anyway. And my son was like, Mama, you should go on YouTube or you should start. I was like, well, I don't even like social media. I don't even do social media. So that's a no. Well, I was like, okay, we in the house. What am I going to do? Again, that busyness, COVID allowed us time to sit with ourselves because what else could you do? You couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't go to the job. You couldn't go to the funerals. You couldn't go to the weddings. Life had just kind of completely
Halted.
stopped and halted at the way that we knew it. And I said, well, shoot, I guess he's right. Let me try to do something. And so I started like doing a motivational moment type thing. Like, what would you tell your younger self and all this kind of stuff? And girl, I was pre-recording it and editing my life away. I said, oh, this is not going to work for me either. Because when you pre-record and you're trying to edit, you're trying to make it perfect. People don't need perfect. They just need you to express the point. They need the point, not the perfection. And so I said, you know what? I'm just going to do it live because that way you get what you get. If I make a mistake, if I screw it up, if my fact is not correct, like I'll just have to apologize later, but we're going to get it out there. And so that's how it started, was just to come and, bring an encouraging word. And I said, well, dang, I'm just sitting here talking to the computer. I said, well, maybe my friend to come on here with me. So I had asked my friend to come on. And in the Zoom, it actually, like, I can't even remember now, like the title. So I said, oh, let me give it a title. I think we may have been doing the comparison trap. And then it asked me something else. And I was like, what am I supposed to put right here? I said, we're having a conversation. I said, okay, I'll say conversation. I invited her. So I was like, conversation with Celena. So it wasn't anything that I had thought up and came up with this major plan, had it all written down, write it down, make it plain type thing. I didn't have any of that. Like, I just started. And in the start is where the freedom came because I was able to share my truth. There was something about being behind that computer screen, just knowing now, it's almost like, all these people in the world are going to have access to it, but you're in a safe place in the privacy of your own home. And then you're just telling your story. You don't see people's faces and how it's like, yeah, right. Well, you don't see all of that. So it just allows you this place to talk. And then here I bring someone on and I'm allowing them a place to talk. So I couldn't quit because I was like, oh my God, in this process, I really have found my voice and I'm telling it, even though I ain't going to tell y'all no lie. So don't get it twisted and think you over here saying this happened to me and this happened to me. You go through some things physically. You become like nauseous and nervous. I did anyway. Like, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I just put that out there. Oh my goodness. So the body remembers, so as you're telling it,
Yeah.
you're gonna have these emotions and reactions to what you're actually saying because now you're hearing yourself say it out loud. And even though you can't see it right now, it's out there for the internet to do whatever the internet wants to do with it. But I had to decide what's most important: be keeping this in and dying quicker. We all dying daily, but I feel like when you hold on to all that stuff, that stress, the cortisol, all the things, the blood pressure, everything is out of whack with you carrying unnecessary burdens. So sharing it just freed me in so many ways. And every
Mm.
time I tell it, like, I already thought I was free, but it feels like it's another level of freedom. Like, it's like, okay, if you're already free, how does it feel freeing every time you tell it? And I think it's because of the feedback that you get from the person that you're sharing it with. So if I share it with someone in the airport and in that moment, they're sharing back with me their experiences, because I actually met this young lady on my last travel. And we were at the airport at 11:30 at night for a flight that was at 6 o'clock the next morning, like 5, 6 the next morning, because we didn't know what was happening at the airport. So it wasn't many people at that time. And I just walked over and started talking to her. And within a few minutes, that young lady, she was wiping tears from her eyes as she was telling me that her dad, her grandfather, her two brothers, and the brother's friend had all did that to her, had all taken advantage of her, raped her, violated her. And so she was like, I can't believe I'm telling this to a total stranger. And I'm just looking at her saying, I can. I don't know when it happened. I really, honest to God, don't know when it happened. But it is something about when I'm communicating, when I'm sharing, that people feel so safe, even in a grocery store, even in an airport. God has just gifted me with something that just gives them that safe feeling that I can tell this woman, I can tell this sunshine, I could tell this mother of two what I've been through without judgment,
Mhm.
without fear of it being spread all over the place. I will share some stories, but I will never identify the person. So when you tell it to
Mhm.
me, it's definitely safe. And it's almost making me tear up because I just never saw myself that way. Like, I never saw that I could have the strength. I think I saw it pre-abuse, like the person that I was before all of the abuse happened. And so that's what I try to tap into. Who was I and who could I have been before all of this happened? And that's a young person that loved herself with confidence, that could go out knowing that this is truly my path. And
Mhm.
so anyway, girl, I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna give it back to you because I don't
No,
even
this
remember what the
is
question was anymore.
no, you are
I don't even remember what
sharing.
I'm supposed to be answering.
No, you are just bringing your truth here on the table. And what a blessing you are, a sunshine for others to be that safe space, right? And here she's sharing her story with you. And who knows who she kept it from so many people. And here you were, this outlet, and probably even the start of that healing space for her, that it is safe to share so that she can get what she needs when, whatever way it comes through. But you were there at that moment, that perfect time, that divine timing to hold that space for her and for many others from what you're sharing with. And that is so beautiful. We need more people like you. We need more people to shine their sunshine in the world, And the question was, don't let me lie to you. Don't let me lie to you. It doesn't matter what the question was. This is the conversation.
Yes.
you
And
know,
and I want to just say thank you so much for having me, because we need more people like you. You're so beautiful and soft-spoken and loving. Like, it just comes through the screen that I can be here with you and I can tell you without feeling like you looking at me sideways. You're really taking in what I'm saying, and you're allowing me that space, your platform, to share her story. And her story matters.
thank you. Thank you for seeing that in me. But don't get it twisted. Nah, thank you for saying those kind words. I fully receive. However, I guess between you and the audience and us, I've been put on admin leave for saying something not so nice. So, the we get tired, we get fed up, and it was a wake up for me where it's like, man, I was overworking, talk about being busy, right? And trying
Mm-hmm.
to do it all, trying to show up and going every which way, and here you're able to slow down and be the space for other people to just tell their story, just be this open vessel, this conduit of love, of God's source to listen
Mm-hmm.
and be that sunshine, and that's incredible, incredible. And we need that so much, right?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So where were we with the
Girl,
questions,
I
right?
have no clue. This is truly a conversation, and we just
Really?
gonna let it flow.
We're gonna let
We
it
just gonna
flow.
let it flow.
Yeah, so you were saying 6 years, with having your podcast. It's your birthday month. It's your birthday. Go ahead, right? Well, that's gonna be the theme song. Probably that will be your theme song on the reel too.
Yes.
And just this whole celebration of life and what you're doing, and how do you, I mean, you were sharing that, before you were busy. How do you move differently now? Because I hear that you're traveling. How do you make that space, to do the things that you enjoy more, so to speak?
Well, I'm not gonna tell you no lie. I didn't make it. It happened over time. Like my kids are now grown. That's part of the bio. Like I have adult children now. And so when you are a mother
Mhm.
of minors, like you are busy. You're from here to there, the church, the grocery store, the ball field, the this, the that, the school. Like it's hard to balance all of that. So it does make it easier now that they are grown. But it does make it easier now that they're grown.
Mhm.
And I'm learning how to just not give everyone access to me. Like, I'm not gonna lie, moving to a whole new state has really helped that a whole lot because I don't know people and no one's pulling on you to come do this and go over here and do that. And so it frees up your time. And I'm not telling anyone to move out their city and state to get some time, but baby, that's a good idea. Like you go to the store, you're not hemmed up in Walmart for an hour because you ran into this person over here and then you ran into that person over there and everybody want to talk to you. Nobody wants to come see you at your house, but they'll hem you up in public somewhere, or come to your funeral. By the way, I'm not having one. So if you don't celebrate me now, that's why I smile and celebrate life every single day. You will not have an opportunity to come pay your respects because we ain't having that over here. You celebrate life while I'm alive and amongst the living. Um, but yes, so
Yes,
all those
yes.
is how I managed to make time for myself.
Uh, you know what? I'm glad you said that because I just go, oh, I'm not the only one. I go, you celebrate me now while I'm here walking, living, smiling, and all the things. Don't come to my funeral.
Exactly. Amen and exactly.
I I go, that's expensive anyways. Why do I, well, have a bill after my death?
No, y'all still trying to
Yeah,
collect money from my life insurance. No, absolutely not. We're gonna have the parties right now. But
I
I
love
did
that.
give my kids the freedom. I said, if you just feel like in your heart you have to do something, your mama loved to eat and I love to travel. So pick a
Mm,
spot that maybe I didn't go to and you go experience that on my behalf. But don't have no funeral for people that don't even talk to me while I'm alive, that's willing to catch a flight. Now, oh, hold off the funeral to next weekend so I can fly in. Who are you and where have you been? Ain't nobody caught a flight over here to see me where I am right now. So don't catch a flight to look at my dead body and shed a couple of tears. Absolutely not. So that's what I asked my kids
yes.
to do. And I said, if y'all feel like y'all have to do something, you can have barbecue or something and play music, but not a funeral. I don't want that.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
yeah. I'm 100% with you. I'm like, enjoy the time now, right? So one of my kids, he's like, I want to go to Japan. Okay, granted, he's only 11. I go learn Japanese. We'll go there.
Girl, huh, we listen, we barely want to catch a flight right now anywhere.
Right? Right. That part right now at this time, right? I just love your energy and I love how present you are in all this and just real, because it's like, how do you have these conversation with people? It's usually what we see in social media and everything is, all this perfection,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And I was like just thinking because I just posted a photo of my family and I from the beach, and I go, we all look so tore up. It was like a last minute thing to like stop by there, and I go, you know what? There's perfection in that imperfection. It's not all dressed up. It's just all right. Let's take a picture. And for me, I go, it's rare to get a family photo. With everyone in it. You
Yes.
know, and just getting people together, and what I'm hearing from your whole thing is be present, be
Mhm.
here, be now, even with when you're going out and about and you're talking to these individual who's just opening their heart to you, that's incredible.
And then I think another thing too is you just walk through these places, whether it be the airport, the grocery store, anywhere. Everybody is on their phone. No one is having conversations like that anymore. And so, not everyone is going to find the therapist. Not everyone is going to find the church. So you have to be it whenever you go out. You have to be that person. And make yourself available. I remember one conversation that I just recently had. I was actually on the phone and I just feel like, okay, Lord, I hear you, because I needed to hang up the phone because there was someone in front of me that I needed to have a conversation with. And so, now I just really, you're right. I try to be present in the moment and get off my phone and say, okay, Lord, who am I supposed to reach today, or who am, and I think of it both ways. Not that I feel like I got so much to give and I'm not willing to receive, because I'm definitely wanting what God got for me. So, I'm asking, who am I supposed to encounter today, whether it's to give or to receive? Like, what is my assignment for today? And it
Mhm.
just always appears. Someone always appears, and I don't do nothing but smile. That's it.
Sunshine. That's beautiful. So do you feel, because also you are a life coach as well. And so do you kind of just kind of go out and like say, oh, like just offer your life coaching tools and what have you not in your
So that's
pocket? Or is
part
it just
of,
like,
I guess it's
yeah.
kind of wrapped up in the I.O.H.E.R that I was talking about. So I just went to the community college and
Mhm.
did a mini session of I.O.H.E.R. And in New Orleans, we're going to have a mini session. Also, I went to, it was a community event last week, and they were having the community come out. It was community breakfast, and it was like the volunteers and the actual, what do you call it, clients that come in. So they had 3 clients that actually talked about how the community center helped them either get off drugs or find a place to live, whatever their life story was. They talked about it. And I saw this man over there, and he was making notes, making notes. I was like, who was making notes about these people's story the way that he was? He just stood out to me. And he stood out because he was one of those people. He said how he was strung out on drugs, and I think he said maybe attempted suicide. Like, he was headed down the wrong road. Now he's like the president of this, and he's in IT. Like, just turned his complete life around by being part of this community center. And so I'm supposed to talk with them about coming in, because they have this space for you to have classes if you would like to go do I.O.H.E.R. Um, and I.O.H.E.R is basically the framework
Yeah.
of 5 things. It's 5 R's. And the first one is to reflect, then release, reframe, refocus, and resolve. And so that's one of the things that we've been going out and doing, trying to help the community, help people really identify what's been holding them back. And one of my favorite ones is the release, because it's all about the forgiveness. You have to forgive the people that hurt you, mistreated you, abandoned you, rejected you. Whether they asked for it or not, it's for you to release them from it and also release yourself from it. So you also have to forgive self, because some of the things that we went through, we signed up for it. Can't blame nobody else for some of the stuff that we went through. But there are other things that were out of our control. And for those also, we have to release it. And so releasing and reframing, because
Mm,
I love affirmations
yes.
and stuff. So I have to remind myself that I am worthy. I have to remind myself that I am beautiful and I am bold and I am courageous, and not let this right here tell me things different. Not let people tell me things different. Not let those words from my past tell me things different. So, but if they come, word tells us we have to take those thoughts captive. And so you flip it to the positive. You flip it to what God says you are. And so those are probably my favorite two out of it, the release and the refrain. But that's what we're doing.
That's amazing. I love it. I wrote them down too, and I go, "Yep, that's the healing process." And then you go back to maybe some more releasing, some more reframing. Then you got to,
And you
the
have to
whole
do it
process.
over and over, and don't stop
Mhm,
because it feels like it's not
mhm,
true. Because when you first start to say, I forgive them, you saying that, your face frowned up, your mouth dry, your body going through some changes because you like, this don't even seem right. It don't seem real. It doesn't, because it's not at
mhm,
first, but you keep saying it and you continue to pray for them. And I'm telling you, your heart will soften toward them. And then you can talk about
mhm,
it and no longer feel that resentment and that anger toward them. You truly want whatever God wants for them. Because in order for them to do it to you, it's like, what was wrong with them? Like, what were they going through? What has happened to them? And we're not thinking about that at that time. But when you mature and you start doing it the right way and praying for them, it just changes. It changes everything. Like, it really
mhm.
does.
Wow, thank you. Thank you for sharing all this great wisdom. And I was gonna ask, like, what is I owe her, and you just like, oh, and this is what it is, and breaking it down with these five frameworks, which is like, yeah, man, you can constantly be working on that. You think you hear one thing, dive a little bit deeper and reflect on it a bit in
Mhm.
order to release those other things. So, so thank you again.
Yes,
Um,
ma'am.
so, I mean, you are here in this place of celebration of life, celebrating 6 years of your podcast. What else do you plan on celebrating in the near future? I never really ask people this question, but I'm just so curious about you. Like, because you're just like, I'm like, ooh, where are you going next? What's going on in Sunshine's world? You know?
Yes, girl. That's the question of the year. What is going on in Sunshine's world? Well, this morning I did this short, um, I guess it was meditation. Like, I really was just trying to be quiet. But then, like, I just looked around the room and saw some things and the colors and just all of the things just around me, right? And then I closed my eyes and I could still see those things. I could still visualize the color and everything that was in the room. And when I opened my eyes, I was like, you know what? I owe her is going to be in Paris because there's a picture of the Eiffel Tower and it's blue. It's just like the exact same colors. It includes the colors from I owe her. And girl, I don't know, that just came out of my mouth. And I was like, you know what? I owe her will be in Paris. And it's like, in order for you to have it, first you got to see it. Like, you got to see yourself doing it. You got to see that flight. You got to see that hotel reserved. You got to see that venue receipt saying booked, confirmed, or whatever. Like, you have to start seeing it. So this morning was the beginning of the seeing it, because that's as far as I got. That's as far as I got. But because I evaluated my surroundings and then I closed my eyes and I was like, I'm yet still alive. The sun is still shining through the window. And then I could
Mhm.
see the Eiffel Tower over there. And so, we just have to dream big. We have to dream big. And you never know where that's going to take you, the belief and the faith that you have and the actions that you put behind it. Because I'm not going to get to Paris if I don't put one foot in front of the other one. Like, you can't hide out in your bed, curled up in the fetal position, thinking somebody just gonna email you and say, hey, let's go to Paris. It could happen now, but you need to get up and you need to be doing something toward the things that's in your heart. Because God will give you the desires of your heart. And He's given us pretty much everything that we need. Like, we have the internet, we have the airlines, we have really everything that we need. This right here can put us in Paris virtually. Like, we can literally virtually be anywhere. pulling people in from the south, the east, the north, the west, everywhere. We can pull them in.
Yes, absolutely. So real quick for clarity, is I.O.H.E.R, is that a foundation that you have, or is this something in your area? Could
No,
you?
it's something that I have.
Okay, okay. So here I'm thinking I.O.H.E.R. I'm like, okay, so tell us more about I.O.H.E.R, because now I'm like, so is this like your little, I don't know. What is this? I owe her. I mean, I know I owe her, but what is your definition? You shared about the 5 R's. So pretty much your framework, your mission. So yeah, what is I
So
owe
I
her?
definitely like I'm gonna be at the community center, and it's like really kind of having conversations. Like I don't go, the ones that I've done, I don't go and stand in front of people and say, okay, let's do
Okay.
this, let's do this. I take a seat and I sit with them and I go through it with them. Like I'm writing when they're writing. And so we'll be at the college doing the same thing because I had to go through that process. Like I had to go through that reflecting. I had to go through that releasing and forgiving. And guess what? I had to do it more than once, more than twice, more than 50 times, because things will trigger you to make you feel like you're not healed. But that's today. It triggered you today because of whatever reason. And you quickly just say, you know what? But I forgive them. Because I'm not going to tell y'all no lie. Sometimes the anger, when I see how much work I'm having to do, especially when I look at my children, knowing that I was not the most present mom because I wasn't healed. So I was unavailable to them. That still will sometimes just make me feel some type of way. But I
Mhm.
have to say, you know what? Look at them. Because the book tried to make them a statistic. The book tried to say because they were coming from a single parent household that by this age they were going to be in jail, or by this age they was going to be this, that, or the other. But they've both been to college. My youngest one is getting ready to finish up for kinesiology. The other one went to school for software engineering. So
Oh
it's
wow.
possible to not be the statistic. It's possible to break those cycles that's been following your family for years. It's possible, you know? And so me, I want to help other people sooner versus later. Because if I could have felt this freedom years ago, you just think what the trajectory of your life, what you could have been and done, but you want to help someone else that's younger. Say, listen, I know this happened to you. I know it's uncomfortable to sit in it, but you have to identify what's causing
Mm.
you to use the drugs, what's causing you to be promiscuous, what's causing you to hide and dim your light. What is it? Because it's got to be something. And so yeah, I always felt like I wanted to do something. And remember, I told you it's the pre-abuse. And I said, I remember I used to play with my dolls and teach them. So it's like I wanted to be a teacher. I saw myself years ago being in front of an audience, walking back and forth because I saw this lady doing it and she was talking to people. My prayer partner said, who I had never met, she was a double amputee, 92 years old, 91, 92 years old. She said, as soon as I heard your voice, she said, I knew you were going to help a lot of people. She said, many people, because your voice is anointed. And she has since passed away, but I hold on to those words that she told me. My voice may be annoying to some people because it's hard for me to listen to my own voice, but it may be annoying to some people, but to others, it's going to be soothing. It's going to be healing because it's anointed. And so I'm using my voice to help people be free sooner than what I was, because y'all know I'm 54 now. And also remind parents, please pay attention to your children. I went to a retreat for survivors of sexual abuse. And the one common story that they all shared was how their behavior changed, how their grades changed, how their mood changed. And all they got was a label. They were bad. They were just seeking attention, something. But the truth of the matter was the gym instructor, the uncle, the dad, the somebody had hurt them, and nobody paid attention. So I want to help
Yes.
parents see their children, listen to their children, and not just make this judgment call without talking to your children and having that hard conversation, especially since we've been through it. Why wouldn't you? Especially the ones that's been through it, because avoidance doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Mm.
Yes.
Absolutely. 100%. Well, as we close this episode, I have another
Girl, we
question for you.
closing?
Yeah, I know. Already.
No, I
And
didn't
you
talk
shared
so
so
the
much.
whole thing I've been talking. I'm sorry. You can talk
Oh,
some, girl.
why
I
are
will
you
listen.
apologizing? Why are you apologizing? No, you have just anointed us with your voice
Oh, praise
and
God.
shared so much. You shared so much wisdom. And I love what you said about, parents, when we've been through it, especially. I know I'm hyper vigilant. If somebody touch my kids, I'm going to tear your ass up. You know what I mean? So, but you know, just you've shared so much and of your story and where you are now and where you see her going to Paris. I may have to join you when you go to Paris. I haven't been there
Yes,
yet.
girl. Come
So,
on.
yes, yes. So, in closing, as the last question, and take your time in answering it too. So,
Before you ask me, I know this was my
yes, ma'am.
opportunity to share my story on your platform. So you're right. I shouldn't have said, girl,
Yes.
I'm sorry. I should have listened to you. I'm going to have to give you the invitation to come on to Conversations with Celena so that I can give you an opportunity to share your story.
I would be honored, of course.
Ma'am, all right, girl.
You're like, y'all hear that? It's recorded. She said yes.
That's right. Y'all heard it. And don't edit that part out either.
I told you I don't do editing. So,
Me
okay,
either.
minimum editing. So it's all good. But I would be so honored. Thank you so much, Sunshine. So, question, because you shared so many beautiful wisdom and knowledge in just this conversation alone. However, as a last question, something you would want to leave with, what legacy that you would want to share with those who are listening or even to your younger self, what would that be?
Wait, what would I want to leave? What was it? Say it one more time.
A word of advice, your legacy, what what would that be that
Oh,
you want to
okay.
share
Word of
with us
advice.
as yeah.
Yes. So, I would want to tell you that it's going to be okay, that you are worthy, that you are seen, that you are loved, that you're not alone. And so when you look in the mirror, because we have I owe her, and whether you're a man or a woman listening to this, when you look in the mirror, remind yourself, I owe her, I owe him. And not in a negative way, because we all think of debt as I don't need another bill. But this one, this one, you owe to yourself. You owe the
Mm,
truth to yourself. You owe standing 10 toes down, regardless of who feels a way. Believe it or not, which is what I led with. That's my new thing. Believe it or not, it's my truth and I'm standing in it. And
mm,
so that's that. You're seen and you're loved, and know that you're worthy. And every time you look in the mirror, and we all look in the mirror every single day, whether it's to brush our teeth, wash our face, whatever it is, you are in front of a mirror. Remind yourself that you're worthy
mm. Thank
of the
you.
very best.
Mm, thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, thank you. Sorry, I got swept away. I was like swallowing that. So, beautiful souls. I forgot I had to speak. If today's story moved you, inspired you, or reminded you that you're not walking this path alone, I invite you to follow and subscribe to Sacred Her Story podcast. Also, follow and subscribe Celena, also known as Sunshine. Her information will be in the description. Um, be in the description. So feel free to follow her there if you want to connect with her. Her information will be
Yes.
there. So Sunshine, do you want to share where they can connect with you since we're recording?
So it's on, you just type in Conversations with Celena, and that is Celena with a C, Celena, and it's going to pop up. So if you like whichever platform you like, you will probably find Conversations with Celena there, running her mouth, trying to make a difference in this world and go to the grave empty because I want to give it all away because somebody gave it to me
Mm,
along this journey called life. Someone poured life into me in this journey called life. And it would be so
mm,
unfair for me not to give it to someone else, especially those days that I wanted to take my own self out because I felt like life was not worth living. Somebody came along and they saw me and they recognized me and they said something that made me hold on yet
mm.
another day. And here I am. So I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna be somewhere talking. That's what I'm gonna be doing, having a conversation.
Having a conversation, and that's where you'll
Yes.
find her. And I'm so honored to have you here. So, here at Sacred Her, this is where real women share their raw, unfiltered becoming, the sacred, the messy, the powerful. Thank you for joining us, for she is Sacred Her, sacred, highly exalted rebel. It is saying yes to ourselves and trusting our own inner wisdom. Thank you, Celena, for allowing us to celebrate your unique journey, your truth, your love, your sacredness, and also celebrate you on your birthday month as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Happy
Thank you so much.
birthday
I
to
enjoyed
ya.
it. I love being
Happy
on the
birthday.
other side.
Right? Here we go. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to you. And we're closing. Have a blessed day, all.
You too. Thank you.